Good evening. Hello, everyone. Midweek. And I'm just very, very moved. Sometimes poems, the best of poems, have a voice. They have a very strong, yet very subtle voice. This is one such book. The Crossings by Chaitali Sengupta. I've been reading this cover to cover almost. Chaitali is someone I deeply respect. I'm extremely fond of. She's a very, very talented author, translator, poet. But this particular book of poems on war, migration, and survival is such an important piece of literary work. So thank you for this, Chaitali. It's a very deep book, and it's also disturbing. Sometimes literary works must be disturbing. They must shake us out of our daily stupor. Her poems are certainly that. Without much ado, I'll read one or two poems. This book is about poems on war and migration and survival all over the world, from Mariupol to Dusseldorf, from Kurukshetra to Ukraine. I have chosen two poems for obvious reasons very close to my heart. So here goes, Chaitali. The first one's called 1971, Noakhali. Noakhali is a landmine in her memory that only reels backwards, sits like a land spreading its river of sorrow, a land thrice partitioned Bengal. Each time she shuts her eyes, a trail like breadcrumbs of fear leads her back. What happened to Maya, my daughter? Who knows who took her away? Who knows where she sleeps? And her brother? What have they done to them? Who will bring my message to them? In the naked sunlight of a Kolkata camp, she sits, sticking to the lamppost like a flapping poster, draping a hand over her breasts, raped like her land. Nameless, counting the scars of hell, the story she saved from 1971, knotted in the end of a sari, squeezed into the tiniest of knots, lest she may forget stories of people gone missing. Like the lace torn off the hem of her grey petticoat, gone, disappeared into a gaping hole, killed like mosquitoes. Countless times she murmurs the names of every single lost soul. A database of death, lives torn to bits, reduced to figures like the abandoned pages of history, long archived, refusing acknowledgement. Her abused flesh knows no hope to escape. It sits like a stringless torn kite, forever exiled on the tram lines. The second poem is called The Jagged Line of 1947. The strong white fingers penciled a jagged line on our map. The Radcliffe line, in one fluid motion, drew a wounded territory, and the sweep of sky above me turned cursive. The edges of my life shrunk like grannies tucked in wrinkled skin, the jagged line, longer than all my ancestors' lifelines, seeped to my father's rice field and my ma's pots like a heap of broken promises scattered away, much like how we left. A few weeks to draw up that one jagged line of frontier. Time, they warned, was short. The line measured against our dismantled lives, broke the temples, raised the mosques, flung us into the air. The gods fell and we festered like 1,000 wounds, wondering where to look for our homes in the villages lost forever. We fought battles as the greatest empire fell and the subcontinent divided. Battles to border our waters into Hindu Jal and Muslim Pani. In the geographical maze, the parted rivers spewed blood, and the trains swelled with mutilated corpses stripped of names. History marched on, arrogant, merciless like the land grabbers. The monstrous jagged line smirked to see the way it cut. The land muttered, murmured, writhed, but refused to wake up during surgery. The radio shrieked of crimes and carnage, of the beast with red incisor clawings deflowering the lost bodies of the land, 1,000 pyres and a rising stench from the sleepy villagers that spoke the same tongue once. 1947. Some numbers, a year, a political partition, screamed the headlines. A divided land limped in crutches, and we breathed as refugees in two countries. Our lungs oozed hate like a dam breached. We ancestored it across the jagged line of 1947. And this one last poem called A New Identity. You can flee your land, escape your history, drown the ignominy, crush the fear, never go back in time, padlock the moments and shake your head saying, why did they tear our identities, forced us away from our land? So many whys echo through every age, every invaded land, each dispossessed ethnicity on the cusp of destruction. Once you live with war, it never leaves you. It becomes a muffled sob moored within. It comes in flashes. War is a vibration in your ear triggered by an airplane starting or by a boat bobbing in the ocean. In this new flat country, life is a chance to be someone else in a body that is mine. When will we wake up from war? When will we wake up to understand that life is so important? The aftermath of war is so devastating. Will we learn? Will we ever learn?